This is editing your video for your radio program. Today we're going to cover splitting clips, inserting new clips, and moving them around. There's a couple of easy ways to do it. There's a more involved way where you move the clips around, and then there's a way where you can use some shortcut keys to be able to move a little faster, and we'll cover both of those today. Okay, first you're going to open up your project. Once you open up your project, you need to create several bins to store your clips. And I'm making these news, music, and images. Those are the three bins that I am making, and these will store your clips. Okay, once you get them made, you need to open up your window and you highlight your clips that you want to copy and you drag them in. Press Control lets you select multiple clips. I didn't get the clips in the folder in the first place, so you just drag them over. Now they're in that folder. Next, I'm going to drag my news clips over and just drag across and highlight all of those, drag them into the news folder where it says copy there. Okay, we'll go back. Next, images. I'm not sure what images I wanted to use, so I just am going ahead and using all of them. Drag those in. Next, we need our graphics for the Radio Horizonte. And then I'm going to drag my narration and introduction track in, and then the intro track for the Radio Horizonte intro at the beginning. And we're going to start by putting in the narration track. You want to keep the settings. And the first thing I'm going to do is resize this. So you select the track, click on effect controls, and then change the scale if you need to. You may not need to. Next, after I change the size and make it the right size, I'm going to adjust my audio levels, and I want it to be at -12 over on the meter here. So it's a little quiet. So I'm going to drag the volume bar up, and you may have to try it a couple times to get it to the right level. It's still a little low, so I'm going to drag it up even more. And each time you make a change, you should go back and review it and watch it. You don't have to watch everything, but you just need to make a quick go back and watch it. Next, now that I have the size fit corrected and the volume corrected, I can begin trimming. And you guys are already aware of the first way to do that, and that's by dragging with the red handle at the beginning. But another way to do it is press Control K. And always, again, review your edit.
It's 12:30. I'm Brian Sapp, and you're listening to GTV Radio on.
So another way to do it is to select the Ripple Edit tool. This will give you a yellow handle, and when you drag it over to the beginning of your clip, it will get rid of that and then drag all of the clips back to the beginning. And so that way you don't have to delete those clips out of there. Review your clips. We'll play through, listen to it. When I find the end, I'm going to Control K again, is the button that I push, and it will split the clip. And then you can see on the audio at the bottom, you can see where you begin talking. You might need to review and listen to it a couple times to find the right clip that you did not mess up on. So you need to listen through your clips. Here I have had to do it a couple of times, so I'm listening through to it. Going to wait till the end here. And I have to remember where the beginning of this clip is so that I can trim off the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to find the beginning.
That was Sunflower.
Press Control K to split. And press delete. And then you can select the space and delete it is one way, or remember that you can use the ripple edit tool or press B on your keyboard, have your playhead at the right spot, and then just drag it over to the playhead. And then as you see there, it got rid of that space and you didn't have to worry about it. Repeat the process, cut the clip, and then go ahead and make all your edits here. I sped it up so that we didn't have to wait through it. Control K, delete, or J or B. Press Control or press B to use the ripple edit tool and drag your clips down. And here's the last segment, and you can just use your regular, you can just drag it down on the end and you're done. So you've now fixed your narration track. I open up my script. Just so I can double check, remember what songs I'm using. Okay, I'm going to go back to Premiere Pro, and I'm going to begin by putting in the introduction. This is Radio Horizonte, GTV. I have my clip selected. I need to remember to zoom out and change my cursor back to the selection tool. You can press V or you can click on it over on the side. I like to zoom out so I can see the whole project at this point. One way to get your clips in there is to select them all and drag them over. And then you just drag in your new clip and then bring back the rest of the clips. So again, I want to check the volume level, and it's way too loud, so I'm going to adjust it a couple of times here until I get it right. Now I've got it too quiet, so I'll raise it back up again. Still a little too quiet. And here you go, right level. Now what I need to do is have it transition a little bit from one to the other. So I'm going to trim my narration track because there's a space at the beginning where I don't talk. And the stinger intro fades off at the end, so I want to begin talking over that. And to do that, I'm going to move that audio down into the track below so that they can overlap. I need to be able to see it, so I'm going to change the size of the tracks so that I can see them here. And review each edit again. So once you check that, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and a new way to do it once we've checked to make sure that it works, we're going to try it a different way. And we'll start with a clean one again. You take the clip you want to insert, And it's easy as pressing comma. When you press comma, it kicks all of the clips to the right. It puts it in wherever your playhead is, so you want to be aware that your playhead is at the right spot at the beginning of a clip. I'm going to go through and do the same thing where I adjust the clips so that they overlap. I'm going to trim. I'm going to drag it so it overlaps. And always double check it, make sure it sounds good. Going to check my script, make sure I have the right 2 songs. Find those. Go back to Premiere Pro. Click on the project folder and then click on music, double click on it. Find my song and then I press comma. But if you noticed, my playhead was not, it was in the middle of a clip. So it has copied over the clip here. Okay, same thing as we did. Control Z undoes that, so you can undo it. Put my playhead at the right spot, press comma, and it inserts the clip. And then I'm going to go ahead and insert my second clip. There we go. And I'm going to change the size. So if you double click on your video, if it's smaller, you can double click on it and drag it out to the right size, and then click off of it, outside of it. And then I'm going to listen to the audio right here that's at the right volume level, but once she starts singing, it gets a little louder. So we're going to adjust it down some. You see that it's too loud. And I just want to get a feel for the music. See if it was at the loudest. It didn't feel like it was at the loudest. Okay, adjust it down and you get it right. You'll start to get a feel for how loud it should be. Again, it should be at that -12 mark. Okay, go to the end of the song and see where we need to, if we need to make any trims at the end and edit off any black or quiet spots. Into the Spider-Verse here, the song, we will change the size, make it fit, and then we'll adjust the volume level. It's a little loud, so we'll bring it down. Go to the end, trim it, watch for the end, goes to black, so we will trim it here to this spot. Again, click in the space and press delete, and it can get rid of it. And then now you just want to go through the rest of your video and put your clips in. Put your cursor in the right spot. Go to your video, press comma, insert it. Watch the transition. Trim off the beginning. There's a piece of a clip in here. We didn't have it lined up properly, so we delete that. Watch the transition. Now we'll change the size. Check the volume. This time I just changed the volume first. It's a little loud still. There we go, it's the right size. Next, I'll change the size of the video. Double click on it, drag it out. Look at my script. Next, I have the introduction to the news. And so I want to go back to the project, click project on the top, double click on news. I'm going to pick the two stories that are a little longer just so I know that I can get close to the 2 minutes worth of news. I'm going to take my timeline and drag it to after the song because I know that that's where the introduction to the news is. So find my place where I want to move next, trim that down, get rid of some space, get some rid of the black, listen to it, make sure that this is the right track that I'm looking for. Put my playhead at the end. I introduce Tony first, so I click on it, press comma, and trim up the clip, take out any stuff that I don't need at the beginning. And I'm always reviewing, listening to it. Find the spot, adjust my volume, since I don't need to adjust the size, adjust my volume, and then trim it down. So remember, press B or click on the ripple edit tool on the side, and then when you drag it down, it pulls all the clips down. Trim, and then the playhead is in the right spot. I'm going to insert the next news clip by pressing comma. Okay, the size is wrong, so double click on it, change the size. Play it, listen for volume. Looks to be at the right volume. Go to the end, make sure that there's no parts I need to trim off. And then go back to my script and look at what I need to do. And from here, you just continue to follow your script, move your clips around. Remember, comma is an easy way to place it. If you want, you can move out all your clips afterwards. So we'll continue to edit in our clips here. And remember, the key when you're editing is always review your clips. Whatever is easiest for you. So if it's easy to drag your clips out, that's fine. But insert your clip, use comma or drag it over. Check the size of your video, make sure it's the right size, make sure that the volume is correct. Those are the two things that you need to do. And then always review your edits, check the beginning and ending of your clips. And it's the same process over and over. Okay, then at the beginning here, we have black, and so we need to cover this audio part where we introduce the episode. And so we will go back to our images. This is why we have our images. And we go there, and you just drag them onto the video track. So I'm going to drag Radio Horizonte onto video track number 2, and then the GTV logo I'm going to drag on number 3. It's fine if they're right on top of each other, because what we're going to do is we'll change the length, drag them out, double click on the logo, change its size, move it where we think we want it. You can choose this. Double click on the Radio Horizonte logo, change its size, move it where it should go. Review your edit. And as we play it here, it looks okay. That's what we need. Nothing fancy. one of the things I noticed is that audio might have been a little bit loud, and we can go back and fix it. But you always want to watch your edits, review them, make sure that they're okay. And then you continue watching the rest of your video and making sure that all the edits look good. Go trim as you need to.